Recently, there was some major shakeup in the news world when a post began circulating stating that a new streaming show, was coming to viewers. These individuals were supposedly coming together to offer a new type of reporting, a completely unbiased, unfiltered, hard look at things going on in the world. And I actually want to pull up an article here from Snopes, the website that checks to see if things are factual or false, because there's been a lot of misinformation going around. This is categorically false. A rumor that circulated online in August 2025 claimed that Rachel Maddow launched her own newsroom in the summer of 2025 and that fellow U.S. progressive voices, including CBS late night host Stephen Colbert and former MSNBC host Reid, joined her new venture. As one example of users sharing the rumor, on August 20, a manager of a Facebook page posted a brief video showing still images of Maddow and Colbert. The post received more than 610,000 views. However, searches of Bing, DuckDuckGo, Google, and Yahoo found no news media outlets reporting about Maddow, Colbert, and Reid joining forces. First, let's start with Stephen Colbert, who was the host of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, a show that offered celebrity interviews, political satire, sketch comedy, like any other typical late night show. An individual with a charismatic personality coming to viewers to talk about things going on in the world. This show was unceremoniously canceled recently, and there have been a lot of rumors circulating the reason behind it. The corporation reasoning has been that it's a bottom line thing. Money wasn't adding up. They were losing something like tens of millions of dollars on this show. Nobody knows if that's true because this is one of the highest rated shows, if not the highest rated late night show for something like 9 seasons. What people believe the actual reason was one, Paramount, the company that owned the Stephen Colbert Show, had to settle a suit with Trump. Something like $60 million, I believe, is what Trump was suing them for, because they did an interview with Kamala Harris and Trump did not like that. I still don't understand how that is a suitable response. They then somehow magically, after canceling show, were able to settle this suit. And instead of $60 million, they said they paid somewhere like $16 million. But on top of that, Paramount has been trying to merge with another company to help some of their financial woes. And magically, after canceling a show like the Colbert Report, like the Colbert Show, that has been highly critical of Trump and his administration, they were given the federal go-ahead to merge with Skydance. So that's one. Then we've got Joy Reid. Joy Reid, of course, being one of the few iconic black women voices on a major news outlet. She was also canceled. They also canceled Alex Wagner, Katie Fang, Jonathan Capehart, and Eamon Maholden's show. And Rachel Maddow, who we're going to get to here in a second, also called out this move on her own show, which was on MSNBC, saying that the network's decision to cut their 2 non-white primetime hosts was unnerving. Well, again, outside of being a black woman voice on a major news network and being critical of Trump, they suggest that she's one of the few individuals on a major network to call out Israel for what it's doing in Gaza. And this is after there have been leaked reports stating that reporters across the spectrum, across all news aisles, are being told to refrain from using words like genocide, ethnic cleansing, occupied territory, anything negative to be attributed towards what Israel is doing. However, as this article says right here, words like slaughter, massacre, and carnage are used almost exclusively to describe Israeli death. So that was one reason given as to why she was unceremoniously removed from her post. Then we've got Rachel Maddow, the iconic Rachel Maddow. Now, her only thing is that she was not fired. There was a belief that she had been fired from MSNBC or her show, and that is not the case, but she has stepped down significantly. She had went from 5 nights a week to now being on Mondays only, 1 night a week, and she has said, for her part, that she's still working for MSNBC, and this was always the plan. She had originally removed herself from the 5 nights a week to focus on other things, and then it was a case of MSNBC asking her to come back during the first 100 days of Trump's administration, and then afterwards she was supposed to always kind of, I guess, step back. It is important to note that, like Colbert, like Joy Reid, this is another individual, another anchor who is not afraid to take on the administration and call out behavior that would be unacceptable regardless of party lines. So you had 3 individuals now, 3 powerful voices that have been removed from their shows, that have been basically left hanging in the wind at the introduction of Trump taking back over. So people looking back are going, something ain't right here. There is a move being made in media to cut anybody opposing the current administration, some would say regime. Now, this comes from a site that I'd never heard of before. And that should have been my first sign that something was a little wonky here. But anyway, their title was No Bosses, No Scripts, Just Truth. Rachel Maddow's Rogue Newsroom has arrived. Goes a little bit like this. When Rachel Maddow announced her departure from the rigid world of primetime cable, few expected her next move to be so radical. Without bosses, without script, she has teamed up with Stephen Colbert and Reid to launch what they call a Rogue Newsroom. Their mantra, no shareholders, no strings, is already sending ripples throughout the industry. For years, cable news has been tied to ad revenue, stock prices, and cautious executives who often blunt difficult truths. By stepping outside those walls, Maddow and her partners have given themselves permission to go after stories too risky for the mainstream. At its core, the Rogue Newsroom is about freedom. There are no producers feeding lines, no time slots dictating tone, no corporate lawyers trimming the edges. Instead, the hosts are crafting each broadcast like an unfiltered conversation. Now, at the time that I had come across that post, it had already had something like 10,000 plus interactions, which made me dig a little bit deeper. And that's like I came across a Snopes article that this rumor was never real to begin with. But that got me to thinking, as you all know I like to do. Why was there such an immediate reaction for at least 600,000 individuals interested in seeing what these three individuals were about to do? I know you all have thoughts and I'm excited to hear them, but I want to offer mine first. And the first thing that I want to say is individuals, the average person in America, is sick and tired of politics and the media. I'm talking about each and every single major news network that you can think of, because all of them across the board have biases and are beholden to the bottom line. Each media organization has removed the onus, has removed the responsibility that it was supposed to be created for in giving you the truth, the unfiltered truth, right down the middle. I'm not telling you left. I'm not telling you right. I'm giving you the facts that I have collected. It is up to you as an informed citizen to make the decision of how you feel. It has made it so that every story has a spin, whether left or right. We are no longer giving you just the facts. We are giving you some of the facts with our truth, our beliefs put on top of it. And on top of that, outrage headlines that every day it's breaking news. Every day it's, oh my God, everybody clutch your pearls because the world is ending. Every day it's something to get people fuel hate and discontentment and fear in our country, instead of, again, uncovering the truth and just presenting it straight up. And that's not to say that there aren't smaller creators that are doing the work that I am saying right now. There are smaller creators that are trying to actually deliver news to people with no bias. And the thing that these three individuals offered was name recognition, because if you're paying attention to the content space right now, it is so hard as a independent, no-name content creator to stand out. There are so many talented people doing so much incredible work on all the social media platforms, and they're getting no spin. They're getting no views. And part of the reason is the algorithm is favoring those who have deals in place with traditional companies, right? They are favoring names. They're favoring celebrities who didn't want anything to do with this space, but once they saw that the eyes were there, decided, oh, I'm going to hop in. Now I have a podcast. Now I'm creating content. And they've got deals worked out where every time you scroll on social media, it used to be things that were tailored towards you. Now I'm seeing individuals that I've never clicked on, liked on, interacted with their topic, and yet they're popping up on my feed because people are paying to be put on your screen. So having to compete as an independent small creator with being seen amongst names that are hopping from the celebrity sphere onto these platforms, it's just a non-starter. If you're not paying thousands of dollars to be seen, good luck. That is why when you get names like Rachel Maddow, Stephen Colbert, and Reid together, it's automatic brand recognition. You have three powerful voices, three known quantities that don't have to compete as smaller, no-name independent creators. These are individuals that come with their own built-in audiences now joining forces. And there's something to be said about individuals that already have credibility established with their audience. We already believe that you were going to tell us as close to the truth as we can possibly get in the current situation of the world. So I guess I want to end with this, man. I really hope that these three individuals do come out with something, because I think that the world is crying. The average American is crying for an organization that reports the news and just the news with recognizable faces that can be trusted to tell you as it's straight. What's happening in Israel and Gaza is wrong. Call it out. What this current administration is doing is wrong. Call it out. What the Dems did with Biden was wrong. Call it out. There is a growing perversion that is occurring in our country with children. Call it, investigate, call it out. The Epstein list needs to be released. However, we got some news that seems like it's coming, y'all. It feels like something big is coming with this Epstein thing. So, but again, Call it out. Get on TV when we are in the middle of an emergency or a crisis and give us the facts. Don't give us what your political beliefs are. Don't give us your political spin. Don't give us your personal ideology. Don't give us your religious spin. Give us the truth and only the truth. And I hope these individuals are the three that eventually figure something out and do it, because they are three great voices to have it be done by. I'd love to hear it. Let me know what you think. You know where. I'll holla at y'all later. It's your host, GLW. This is your Quick Five.